1 year ago today, I released a video called Level 1 Hu Tao One Shots the Cryo Regis-Vine. After getting a little under 3,000 views, it was my first real success as a content creator. And since then, I think I have improved a lot. I have grown as a creator, editor, and entertainer, so what better way to celebrate 1 year of progress than to look back at my old work? And without further ado, let's begin. What happens when your average Yoimiya enjoyer accidentally gets Hu Tao at 10 pity? Well, they probably questioned their life choices before doing the only... Okay, so animation. I really like the animation that I did at the beginning here, and I still do. There is probably a couple things about it that I would change now. Like, I probably wouldn't have, like, my emotes here. Like, I don't think that those really add anything to the video, really. I might keep the one in the corner, like, that's behind me. Also, one other thing about it. I think the impact of this wish animation that I did. It's Hu Tao at 10 pity. Well, I think I would want, you know, probably question their life. This animated part that were to come here to be what you see when I say Hu Tao. Because, you know, I say, what happens when your average Yoimiya enjoyer accidentally gets Hu Tao at 10 pity? I probably would want this Hu Tao to pop up when I say Hu Tao. I think that if I were to make this today, I probably would have timed it a bit differently. But I still really do love the animation that I put here. Anyway, so that's like my first note. Also, audio quality. Huge difference in audio quality now, as well, you could probably imagine the difference that 1 year can make. It's impressive. Or maybe it's just a new mic. We won't worry about that. Choices before doing the only rational thing. Trying to make a big orange number appear, but let's do it at level 1. I thought this zooming in on the level 1 was really good. First things first, we need a level 1 Hu Tao. Yes. Sadly, that's the easy part, and it's all uphill from here. Yeah, I thought the little montage of all of my failed attempts would be interesting. And I think it is. I sped them up a fair bit. I probably should have you can see this is a lot faster than it would normally be. See, it plays a lot faster than normally since I sped up the clip a lot. I think if I were to do this now, I would make the clip shorter so I don't have to speed it up as much. When it comes to Hu Tao, it is no secret that she can demolish bosses' HP bars with her high scaling burst in combination with her skill that boosts her attack based on her max HP. In these moments, I would probably want to go, you know, a little bit faster, a couple more cuts maybe by chance. Like for this part, it might have been nice to show an animation or the animation where Hu Tao uses her burst and talent attributes on one side, and then a split screen basically is probably the word I want to use. A little more interesting that way, probably. With her skill that boosts her attack based on her max HP. Being HP scaling, she benefits greatly from getting to level 90. And I'm sure I don't need to explain that one is a lot smaller than 90. Yeah, had to put a meme in there. Yes. Takes 2 of us. So let's see if I can one-shot the Cryo Regis-Vine with a level 1 Hu Tao. Another thing that I probably should say about this is I should probably try to get to the, oh, this is what we're doing much quicker. So this is about a minute into the video. I probably should have changed the order so we get to, you know, here where I say level 1 Hu Tao. Probably get to the level 1 Hu Tao and then move on to this part that was, or this part where I say, let's see if she can do it, you know? Probably would have allowed for higher retention if I were to make this video now.
Luckily for me, Hu Tao's burst already has some pretty good scaling at over 300% even at level 1, which frankly feels unfair, but fairness aside, this might be the saving grace of this challenge. That being said, this isn't going to be easy, and I'm going to have to unlock all of my pro gamer skills.
Oh, pro gamer skills. It might have been kind of fun in that part to put the pro gamer skills, but to add some like reverb to that or something. I like how I put the pro gamer skills on a part of me failing, as it should be.
So I have a few builds that I want to try, but I'm going to start with a death match and a 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames. This is the most balanced of the builds I end up using. For all my builds, I am using an Elemental Mastery stance since it has better substats.
Yeah. I used Elemental Mastery on instead of Hu Tao, and I say that her high scaling burst was probably the saving grace of this challenge. But in all reality, the saving grace of this challenge was probably her Elemental Mastery stat, not gonna lie.
Alone, her damage isn't great, and our Leafy Volunteer is still well within the world of the living. Unlike us, apparently.
Also, very Hu Tao thing to say. What did I say exactly? The Regis Spine is still well within the world of the living, unlike us, apparently. And I think that was very clever. I thought that was very clever.
But this isn't the end, since we can boost our damage with some overpowered supports. Starting off with Bennett, a one-shot staple. Armed with Skyward Blade and 4-piece Noblesse,
Exactly what you want.
healing abilities will be working against Hu Tao a little bit, but the overall boost from his burst is too good to overlook. We can also take advantage of Resistance Shred using the Viridescent Venomir 4 set. I selected Sucrose for this role since I already have her built and she boosts party EM. She is holding 1,000 Floating Dreams, Nahida's signature.
Also, 1,000 Floating Dreams, a weapon that I got by accident. A weapon I got by accident is also a very, very good weapon to put on Sucrose if you want her to do nice support for your one-shot characters.
Our final teammate is Mona. Yes, this standard 5-star character will be a very important member of our team, completing 3 tasks. Applying Hydro so Hu Tao can vaporize.
Yes.
Holding the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, which also boosts attack. And buffing with her Omen. With a complete team, our damage shot up drastically. But even at almost 70% crit rate, Hu Tao didn't crit.
Almost 70% crit rate, and we didn't crit. That is probably the most relatable and painful thing.
On our next try, we hit 67,000, which is a pretty good chunk of damage on our volunteer, but it wasn't quite enough.
It wasn't, no.
The second build, I focused on burst damage. Using the catch and switching to a 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Crimson Witch, this build hit a little bit higher than the first at 68,000. But
the catch is an okay weapon, but it's not usually one you recommend for Hu Tao. It's not usually one you recommend for Hu Tao. At least I don't think it is. But the energy recharge was nice because I really didn't have to wait for her burst at all. It was basically up as soon as the rotation ended, so.
The overall difference wasn't big. I was a little surprised. I really did think that it would work a little bit better than that. For the third build, I equipped the Dragon's Bane and switched back to the 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames. With this build, we hit a cool 77,000.
Cool 77,000. Yeah. Cool 77,000. It also wasn't quite enough. We're getting there,
and
though.
This was the closest we had gotten so far. I was so close. I just had to push a little bit more. I decided to combine the second and the third builds to see if that worked. I kept the Dragon's Bane and put the two-piece Noblesse and two-piece Crimson Witch. In the end, it took a couple tries, but then this happened.
Mm. And this?
We hit 78,000 and the plant is down.
And that's the end of the video. Or it should be, but you can see the bar is just a little over halfway done.
A level 1 Hu Tao can defeat the Cryo Regisvine in one shot. Now, I was just gonna leave this here, but there was something eating at me, saying,
Yes.
you can do better. So let's see if I can get a even bigger number.
Yeah.
Sticking with the same Hu Tao build, I switched Mona from Emblem of Severed Fates to the Instructor's set.
I think at this part, I would probably had shown, or probably now would show me actually switching her from Emblem to in the Instructor's set. And another thing, it would also be nice to show how, how you activate the set's passive, because you got to trigger the elemental reaction. So show Mona triggering an elemental reaction and showing that her EM has gone up, kind of thing. Yeah, I would do that. That would be much nicer.
So when she triggers an elemental reaction, she will boost party elemental mastery even further. I didn't level any of the pieces since we are only really after the set bonus here.
Yeah.
I ran the rotation again and hit 81,000. But now I have a new issue. See how it didn't one-shot the boss this time, even when the number is higher? I think it's because Mona is no longer doing as much personal damage.
That's exactly what it is. I shouldn't have said I think. It's like she's just not doing as much damage as she was previously. Now, I didn't think that my Mona had a fantastic build before this. Like, as I said, she was on Emblem, so all the energy recharge that she had was getting like funneled into her burst, so she was doing not a ton, but a little bit more damage than she was now.
I didn't really realize just how much she was actually doing. But the numbers do speak for themselves, and Hu Tao's damage is improving. I racked my brain for ways I could increase damage without using crit damage food. And I came up with one other solution. Something that I will never be able to undo. Something that some people say will ruin my account forever. But then I remember that I have Nahida who boosts.
And this was the biggest mistake of the video. I had a very misunderstanding of how Nahida worked. Because she also wasn't built. And frankly, she still isn't built. But I saw the pyro damage bonus, or pyro and then damage bonus. I didn't see the little comma, colon things that they have there. And someone did point this out to me. They're like, she doesn't actually do that. And I'm like, got it. I think I understand that now. Frankly, after I read the comment saying she doesn't do that, I was like, you know what, thinking about it now, I do remember, watching like the Nahida guides just as she came out, and it kind of explained how her kit worked. And I remember now, and I remembered after I read the comment, and I'm like, yeah, that's something I'm never going to be able to outlive. That's something I'm never going to be able to take back. Either way, basically, it didn't help any.
Pyro damage bonus with her burst. I added Nahida to the team, but we had to lose Sucrose, meaning no more resistance shred.
Misinformation.
And our overall damage dropped by a lot, only hitting 61,000.
It's still
not bad, I may have been able to level Nahida's burst a bit, but I don't think that would really change much.
It wouldn't, because like she doesn't do anything like that. It wouldn't change anything because she doesn't do anything like that. I messed up. And that's okay. You can't be good at everything you do sometimes. Sometimes you gotta goof up and learn from your mistakes.
Consistent shred is really important. So we only have one more option. Unforgivable. Anyway.
Unforgivable. Anyways, I move on so quickly. Yeah. Regarding the C6 Bennett allegations, yes, I have a C6 Bennett. He is a great character on my teams. I love C6 Bennett. He will not ruin your account. He will buff your level 1 Hu Tao's damage.
Now armed with an additional 15% pyro damage bonus, we hit 86,000, and this leaves only a small bit of HP remaining again. I know that this can be done, so I switched around the artifacts a bit to get a full Crimson Witch of Flames and a whopping 203% crit damage.
And I had to eat crit rate food to make sure that she was critting, because you probably saw it, 25% crit rate. 25%. Anyways, here comes the big one, I think. I don't remember.
After a few attempts, we hit 89,000 and finished off the Regisvine in one hit for the second time. And it only took approximately half of my sanity. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay, yeah, half of my sanity. I do use that in a fair number of my videos at this point. Overall, I don't think that was too bad. It was what you would expect from somebody who is just starting to get their foot in the YouTube door. The editing, well, it was modestly good. It was modestly good, and I did my very best with that. There were things that I would change. I would change the pacing, of course. I would edit the way that I guess it's just beyond the technology, I suppose. It's just the pacing of the video, I suppose. Because the mic quality is, as you probably heard throughout that whole thing, kind of sucked. People told me, don't worry. Plenty of people told me. It's like, hey, your mic kind of sucks. And I was like, fair enough. But, oh geez, where I was going with that? Yeah. Other than just the fact that the technology, which I couldn't really change at the time, it's still okay. I don't think I cringed that much, actually. I promised cringing, so this wasn't quite enough cringing. This wasn't quite enough cringing, I don't think. But either way, I am still reasonably happy with it. It's not perfect. There are still a lot of things that I would change about it. But even the videos that I'm making today, there's still things that I sit there and I want to change about it. So yeah, there's room to grow, as always, and learning and experimenting and trying all that good stuff. So yeah, I want to thank all of you so much for watching. It was really interesting to actually take the time to really think about how I have changed and grown so much. Honestly, I kind of miss the days. But either way, thank you all so much. I wouldn't have been able to do everything I have done without the support of my loving community, and I thank you all so much. And of course, an extra special thank you to our channel members who also support me in an extra special way. So yeah, thank you to the channel members as well. Thank you. And once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be seeing you in the next one. And it should be glasses only, so celebrate. Yay!